Hey, Siddharth Rajshekar here. Welcome to this video. I just want to share with you today 3 lessons that I learned from Google Maps. Okay. Now I just went to a recent trip for a family wedding along with my wife to a different city, and Google Maps was so useful that we were able to get around from one place to the other without even knowing the place. Okay. So I just want to share with you 3 things that are lessons in life that I learned from Google Maps and which you might find interesting. Okay. So the first thing is even before we start off a trip, we normally set the destination and then we get into the car, right? Isn't that true? So similarly, even in life, before we even start or pursue anything, don't we have to set our goals? Yeah. So this is one thing which I could actually relate to, that goal setting is very important. Knowing where you want to go is more important than actually getting on the journey. Okay. So like in Google Maps, we normally set the destination and then we sit in the car and then we actually then we start going. Similarly, in life, if you're able to know exactly what you want, what are your personal goals, what are your professional goals, what are your career goals, your health goals, your relationship goals, thankfully I have made note of some of my goals. So I have some clear direction on where I have to go in life, and there's a higher chance that if you don't have goals, you can waste a lot of time. You can basically just go on a detour for a long time, and because you don't know where your destination is. And as the famous quote, we have heard, if you don't know where you want to go, you might as well go anywhere that you want. Okay, so that is lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is that do you remember, like, let's say I'm going from Bangalore to Mysore, for example, and if I'm going on the highway and let's say I miss an exit and I'm not able to I'm not on the actual path, what Google Maps does is it actually recorrects your tracks and puts you on the next best track towards the same destination. So similarly, how I can correlate this is that sometimes in life, we may be going towards our goals, but there is a chance that we may probably miss the exit or go through some other kind of a detour due to various circumstances. Maybe our association, the family situation, or something that happens which is not putting us on the direct path to our destination. We may actually go on a detour. But how I look at it is that there's no problem with this, because ultimately your destination is fixed. So sooner or later, you're going to be reaching your destination. Okay. The other thing is, now let's say I've taken this detour on the Bangalore-Mysore highway and I take the wrong exit, and probably I miss that exit, and maybe if by taking this new exit or this new road, I may discover probably a better restaurant and go and eat there and have a better experience there. So sometimes these detours in our life, how I look at it is that it can be situations where we are supposed to learn a lesson so that we can ultimately go to our destination. And some of these lessons could be better lessons than being on the actual direct path to our success. Okay, so that is the lesson number 2 of Google Maps. Lesson number 3 is rather an interesting one. Now, I'm from Bangalore, and I know exactly all the different roads in Bangalore because I've lived here for more than 25 years. Okay, and many times, even when I have to go from one place to another, I just put the Google Maps just for example, just to see what it is suggesting. But in most cases, even though Google Maps suggests a particular route, I end up taking the route which I feel is better. Okay, because I have more experience in the city and I know which areas the traffic is less or traffic is more. So how I can correlate this to life is that many times we chalk out our own plan. We know exactly how we need to go. We know exactly our action steps. But there is a higher plane or higher dimension, or what we call as intuition or a gut feeling. Sometimes we even meet with people who can actually accelerate our success, for the simple reason that we know exactly what we want and we're completely focused on what we want, and probably even a subject matter expert. Okay, so if you're an expert on a particular subject, for example, if I'm very knowledgeable on Bangalore routes, it's going to be easy for me to bend the rules and go in the fastest way that I can. Similarly, even in life, if you're able to add more knowledge and add more information into your mind, into your head, there's a higher chance that you can cut short your learning curve and get your destination much faster than what would have been charted out for you in the original place. Okay, so these are my 3 lessons. So just to sum up, you need to know, set your destination, set your goal before you even start off. Number 2 is, even though you have, in some cases, that you have delays and you overshoot, or there's always a way that you're going to be retracing yourself back to your destination. And of course, point number 3 is, once you're a master of your field, once you're the master of your game, you can always bend the rules and achieve your goals much faster. Okay, 3 lessons from Google Maps. Share your thoughts below. I hope this 4-minute video was was valuable and useful, which you can start applying in your life. Bye bye. See you. Take care.